Okay, here's some epic trading videos. I did my weekend search. I click Forex, and then I say, give me I switch the filter to the most recent publishings, and this came up. Well, this is a link inside of a guy who follows the Urban Forex guy. And people republish stuff, and this comes up, and I just kind of grabbed this amazingly profound moment in his video.
Because you already hit your take profit. And not only that, you made a little bit more money as opposed to if you were just following the guidelines strictly. You see what I'm saying? You see where this is going, right?
So basically, you break your trade plan, you get lucky in a trade, and that's what a professional trader would say. I had some guy comment on a video I did in 2015, and he said, "Your style sucks." And I asked him, well, what is my style? Stephen Wright style, that's my style. A boring script, a boring joke. Henny Youngman, you get it down to like a few lines. Like Beethoven nailed it. Da-da-da-da. I mean, who's going to fucking, it's like the Hitler mustache. Who can deny the discreetness of that? That's a move. So here we go through how to trade like a rock star here. That's one of these classic, everybody's seen these lines of Forex people, you know, blinged out. It's funny, you never see a guy who's going to be a plumber. Where's the ads on YouTube for, let's see, you can work with sewage for $180 an hour. You're a master plumber, world renowned. You qualify with all the Agenda 21 paperwork you have on board with you at every moment of your life. You have the International Code of Building manual in your ass all day long. You're able to present documents without going to the gas chamber.
So
Oh, I'm sorry. I left that thought. I truncated a thought. Okay, this is what, when you think I'm incomplete sentences, it's just that I gave up on that rant.
we do that, and it hits that certain dollar amount.
That certain dollar amount. This is kind of stuff I think we all know about.
Each day. And another thing is
Yeah, honey, you spent how much on shoes today?
to focus on certain currency.
I think bad trading is like having a dysfunctional relationship.
So whichever currency you like, maybe you like USD CAD, or
I like that. Now, I used to trade on my phone, and I'll tell you what, the perspective on there,
maybe you like GPP.
it limits you to the amount of, I think I had a 600 by 900 screen or something, HTC, and I was just in love because it had so many pixels wide. You couldn't really, in maximum zoom in mode, you could see about 10 candles vertically. And it wasn't one of these things that knew that you'd move the phone. You could pick vertical and you could lock it in. And now I guess you have to, there's a switch now for that, but it's like, it was a dumb phone. It was the kind of the cutting edge of holding a chart in your hand. I just thought it was amazing. I traded better on the phone than I did on the desktop because I could roll over in the middle of the night and just nail a trade and go back to sleep. Now, I was trading 3Ks, but I would just, I think I'll just get in here and throw a limit in. The nice thing is that I had a 4 decimal broker. I was able to scroll down and bring down manual trades very quickly in this throw in a limit. The problem with the 5 decimal broker on a tablet or a phone is that you've got to hold down. If you're going to manually launch the orders, you got to hold down and watch this thing just, you're like, it's taking forever, and you're going to overshoot the runway. It's going to pick up speed, and then it's going to end up, the order's so deep, it's like, what's the fucking point? So that's when I thought, well, just throw in a grid that's a scientifically, or not scientifically, but a consistently launched thing. Somebody mentioned the code. I could adjust. I have to look into that. But eventually I'll find somebody that speaks English instead of Russian. As far as the coders, they look like all Russian. I have to be a little more formal in my approach to the, I think it's called Uptown or something. It's some kind of upload site where people will do something. But you got to give me the source code because I need to insert all my trade plans into the template. I don't look at it as an EA. I look at it as just a one-trick pony template. It's a dumb bot. The dumber, the more robust it is, because you shouldn't need to do anything special for these markets. The news isn't going to matter, and the time isn't going to matter. The price will matter. So you're not timing the market. I just watched this Urban Forex guy, and he was going to get into his stuff, but a lot of people get upset, and I really don't care, I guess. But I could criticize the guy who is in the room that looks like right out of like a glamour magazine, like Bazaar or Vogue. I'm like, look at this guy. He's in like where you display jewelry. The lighting's all. I'm like, well, I don't get it. Like, I think that's very odd. Just let's get to the charts, people. I mean, if you're going to talk about the market, which I guess I'm talking without a chart here, but I am trying to stay on topic. But I mean, you really got. Can you just take me there? Take me to the charts. Let's go to the charts. Let's get this fucking thing done. I got all day. But I do think psychologically, less is more on these phones. You're getting this nice tight perspective, and you can't look back. You can't go into a monthly chart and think about 20 years ago. It doesn't matter right now. You wish it mattered now, because you wish you could project the next 5 years of movement in the market, but it doesn't make any money. You'd have to have the trade on. You'd have to be the next 10 minutes is plenty of the weathermen can't predict for the next 3 hours. I noticed all the predictions I see real time, and they're trying to project. It's like, really? And then the data's not there. It's like, nobody cares. You can't predict this shit.
JPY or NZD, JPY, maybe even.
See, now that chart right there is
trade.
Okay. Right there. Now, when you see this, and this is the, it almost looks like this could be Android, but the original Windows for the phone, and Windows gave up on phone apps. It's so funny because they bowed out. Android came in, and I don't know if I can write the same scripts in Android or Python, but I'm sure there's some conversion file out there. There's some guru under the bridge that knows that one. But in the end, you're still going to have to make the decision. Do you want to go into a biased trade or an unbiased trade? There's only fork in the road in this game. Is, are you going to let the market decide based on the way it behaves, or are you going to get on this kind of floating and volatile boat, right? In other words, you're going to get on a boat. Do you step into the boat when the water is calm in the dock, or are you the kind of guy that can jump on a boat that's already out to sea? Now, if it's out to sea and the market's moving and volume comes in, this is why this Navin Urban Forex guy is so ridiculous when he says stuff like, well, the market's dead, don't trade it. Well, you should be in something because it's going to move. And you should be ready to get in something very close to that. It's this time when you have to be a dynamic stop adjuster. You have to be the adjuster. This is why the insurance companies have adjusters. They adjust the thing. They dial it in. Get this thing queued up. And after all the volatility's gone, the storm isn't going on. It's a storm for a reason. It doesn't happen all the time. If it was constantly there, it'd just be like the reason why fish cannot see water. I hope I didn't splice too many incomplete sentences together there, but let me go on with this. But the chart here, to me, it's like, look, now that's a 4-hour chart. It's completely different than if that's a 1-hour chart. And time frame does matter. If you're thinking about range trading that, when I see that, I'm triggered to say, okay, it looks like the volatility has gone sideways for whatever that is. That could be a daily chart. That could be an hourly chart. And what time is it now? And his thumb's on the screen. You got to ask yourself, what is the trade here? Or is there no trade until the market hits my buy limit that's 20 pips or 50 pips deep or 5 pips deep? You're either getting in 5 pips deep or 50 pips deep. There's no way around that. Which is the better entry? Can anybody tell me? Well, they would say, get in the fib handles. Okay, put in 5 fibs then. If you're going to play the stupid fib game, run 5 fibs to the north, 5 fibs to the south. And at that point, you'll just say, well, why don't you just fucking put an order in every 10 pips? And this is the conclusion any fucking idiot would come to eventually in these markets. If I'm putting 1Ks in 10 pips apart with a 100 pip stop, do the math. If I'm putting in standard lots 1 pip apart, 1,000 pips down with a master stop, do the math. And not to mention, where's your exits? Have you chosen every one of those? No, people are trading with 1 ticket, 2 tickets, 3. So, if you're trading 20Ks as opposed to 100Ks or 200Ks, now when you start trading 200Ks, you better get the fuck out of that thing with 5 pips or 10 if you're trading without stops. If you're trading with a stop, then how often are you pulling that trigger? And if you're going to trade with a 5 pip stop and 3 standard lots, I don't think people realize the spectrum of involvement in these markets. It's from barely being in to being in so big your head will come unwrapped. They'll have to pick your brains up off the floor. And that's why people are saying, well, this guy's man. You know what? People that are managing a $10 million account aren't risking half the fucking account. Get it? If you got $1,000 in your account, you're risking half the account. Are you really that? Oh, every month I risk $500. I risk half my account. Really? Well, some people think that's a car payment. How about if you just risk $100 a week, and if you're down 2 weeks in a row, you stop trading. So you're risking $200 a month. But you're allowed, in other words, people put themselves in such a tight box. How can you even fucking... It's the all or nothing thinking. He's either a winning trader or he's a losing trader. Oh, look at you lost that last trade. Yeah, but I'm only in like 1K. Now, if I'm 40 standard lots and I make a bad decision during the news, wow. Now, I could either take an account from 10 grand to 50 grand on a news event and be like, okay, I'm done for the day. Now, can I hold that trade through the news? It might blow up before it makes it to 100 grand because I'm in so big. I mean, is this really a surprise to people? Why doesn't anybody talk about size in the market? It's the only thing that really matters. I mean, it's not possible in the real world to be, I guess if you had a pen pal overseas that you knew didn't know where you lived and you wrote a note to them, like a 5-letter sentence every 4 years, it's like a very light trade. Now, you've traded your time, you're probably not going to get much back on that. You know, what's the risk-reward ratio of sending a message in a bottle? Then you have people that want to step in, and they're like, "Oh, I'm a hero here. Let me rescue." So I've tried this before. Let me rescue you, and you turn out to be a complete spin out. You're more fucked up than me. Like I said, you can find somebody that's as fucked up as you and grow up together, and this is really the game plan, I think, for most people, because everybody's at some level of kind of discovering things, you know. So this is the journey, you know, as they would say, the cheesy journey. But yeah, you gotta love these guys that are like trading on their phone, and it's just cute. But I mean, this you can trade on the phone here. I'd definitely be. I think everybody knows my trade. I've either got a buy limit beneath here, or I just bought because that is down so fucking hard. Now I realize that may continue into this vacuum. We know the story. This is support. This is the last announced breakout point. We're either got buy limits in here, but if I was on this thing, I'd press a button, I could throw buy limits in, it lasts for 4 hours and walk away and go to sleep. This is the lifestyle I want to have. I don't want to sit here and fucking babysit there. Trade. Oh, well, you know, I'm going to get in like fucking 45 standard lots here, and then I'm going to trade it. Not only am I going to add, I'll add to here, I'll add a few standard lots here as it breaks out the top. So the auction theory, if you go look up basic auction theory, I put a link back in here. This is all a big fucking either accumulation or distribution. And if you can trade that, you don't have to worry about holding some stupid ass trend trade through that whole fucking thing, because if you watch your equity, in other words, you're trend trading that and you didn't get out and you're like, yeah, well, oof, well, oh, you know, hey, look at, and then you're like, oh boy, why didn't I get out here? Because you're not a range trader. You're a trend trader. I just don't get this trend trading thing. But people are just taking bites out of the trend. I get it, right? But then you're a range trader. You're a range trader in denial. So there's no... That's why everybody beats around the bush with all these stupid fucking educational... Nobody's going to tell you the truth like, dude, man, bro, you got to be able to... it's the Fight Club. You got to get beat to shit and love it. Are you masochist? Okay, welcome to masochistic trading. How do you like holding your giant position through that noise? I don't know. I'm a masochist.
Gold, whatever. Focus on those. All right. And yeah.
Oh wait, I missed something.
And
There's
also,
a subliminal message in there.
And
oh shit! Please hold. NFP is risky business. Trade at your own discretion and risk. Oh my. I like those kind of girls. What does it say? Something the range. It's like a risk. Something range.
And
it was referred to volatility.
Yeah. And also keep track of your trades, dude.
Now look at this. Keep track of your trades, dude. But I see that there's some problems on the highway during this phrase. And then I had this in fast forward. It's very funny in fast forward. In high-speed playback, but wow.
That way you can look back at it. And
apparently, they just made a drug deal with all the money they made trading Forex.
And just see.
They got pulled over in their Ferraris. They're just having too much fun with their... so these guys, they always want to get these fancy cars and stuff because, you know, trade means fancy cars.
How history repeats itself.
If I told you once, I told you 1,000 times, son. You be making Forex money. You ain't be walking up for no Subway sandwich.
You know, and
now this is interesting. We've got the fancy car and his girlfriend. They're so rich. His girlfriend's beating the car.
History always repeats itself. Just got to be aware, and that's basically
what I'm asking is: how does this relate to trading again? What is going on?
The strategy, guys. That's
what the hell was that? And it's like the strategy, guys. So he's gonna zip it up for you here real tight. He's gonna give you the lowdown. How does this correlate? Am I missing something?
Just got to be aware.
You just got to be aware. Like when you see some, granted she's good looking. I mean, but that's a real deal breaker. When my girlfriend gets on the hood of my fucking Forex car. That's it. You're out of here.
And that's basically the strategy, guys.
We didn't get to see her do the final. Did she fall off the car? Look at these guys. It's just too funny, man.
That's the move. That's what we're going to stick with.
That's the move. That's my strategy, guys.
And also, I learned that, I'm going to talk about this in another video.
Oh, look at that thing. It's tanking. Look at that.
I'm going to talk about
that's got to be an hourly. That's got to be a 15-minute chart. That just, unless this has been spliced, but look, he's up big time.
More in another video. That's going to be the cliffhanger.
No, even if that's real money or fake money, that's not the point. I'm just saying that we can all be in profits, we can all be in losses, but why do they keep thinking that people are so stupid? And maybe they are. I mean, people are signing up because they're seeing some chick on top of a Forex car. It's so funny.
Learn something else. I'm going to save that for the next video, guys.
See, if this Forex cars, they're just kind of designed to do donuts on dry pavement.
I'm going to talk about.
You see how that works?
That I'm going to put that in my notes right now.
So this speaks to wealth because tires for a car like that are like $500 a tire. So basically, you're just going to destroy these tires. And oh, but wait, I trade Forex, so that's okay.
About cliffhangers, man. I had y'all on a cliffhanger about what
Now that is like getting stopped out of a trade, isn't it? We're kind of losing.
Strategy was last video.
It's going to ruin the warranty on those tires.
I'm going to have you on a cliffhanger about
on a cliffhanger, man.
What I learned that I didn't tell you guys.
And oh no, the secrets. Okay, let's rent cars and destroy them. Guys, doesn't the rental companies have some GPS that says, I think you've taken too many G-forces laterally?
This video.
Oh, again with this. Oh, man. Now she's blowing up the Forex account, but her ass is I'm kind of into it.
Also, obviously we didn't deposit any money this week.
How does that's the account getting blown up?
Can't even remember if I said I was going to deposit money every single week until we hit 1,000. I didn't really go back and look at the first video I made.
This guy's so rich, he wouldn't look at the first video he made.
I'm going to create a new video explaining the reasons why we're doing the challenges and all that. That's going to be more specific and more entertaining.
Well, I'm entertained already.
And the first ever video we posted about the challenge.
Wow, look at that. Man, this is like high production quality.
That's my plan. I'm going to bring
I'm hypnotized.
that to you guys. And yeah, the reason
wow. Oh, look. Oh, they made it. They're not hungover. They're up and driving in the morning, too.
Money this week was because the trading week, I'm getting a call.
I guess this is what you do. You rent these high-end cars. You talk about the market. You have some girl with a black encased ass, and she's out there banging on the window.
I'm surprised this phone's even still recording. Let's go, Galaxy S9.
I do like that Lamborghini. That is a fantastic design. It looks like a Gartley pattern if you notice, and I think this is the appeal of the Gartley pattern. A lot of people don't realize the subliminal. I don't want to go all Sandy Hook on you here, but you notice this is a Gartley pattern here, and I was triggered by that myself. Also here, this is the crab. I think they talk about this at Empower Trading. This is the soft shell crab. Or is it the cipher? I like right here. Right here's my favorite part of the pattern is when we're retesting here. What are people thinking? I mean, really, I'm signing up for this guy with his girlfriend smashing the Forex car.
Declined that. Anyways, the reason we didn't deposit any money this week was because the trades were going so south. I was just like, what's the point of depositing money? Let me just keep it how it is and see what happens.
Okay, so she's blowing up accounts. Oh my, now she's disrobing even more.
So that's the reason why I never deposited any.
Holy disrobe, Batman.
So that's where we're at right now.
Oh my God, now this guy's like in a hotel room, rolling around like some queer bait.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I don't know. He just left a bad taste.
You guys
I wanted to see his.
Are interested and you're willing to take.
Shit.
The risk, because you guys see the good weeks, you guys see the bad weeks. This all depends on you. You don't have to put in every single trade. I can tell you guys that. So.
Oh boy.
Whether you have a good week or a bad week, it depends on you. It does depend on the signals as well, because obviously you see what happens. But hey, I
see what happened.
To take all of those trades. I could have just went with Euro CHF and been like, yeah, let's go. This week was good. So
wow, what a concise scientific trade plan he's come up with. So we just kind of get in willy-nilly, and if we're up, we're up. If we're down, we're down. I love you. Don't forget to sign up.
It all depends on you.
It all depends on you, not me. I mean, I'm just sitting here in the hotel room and renting cars. Well, I guess he's renting the hotel room. It's not. Is that his house? It could be his house. Look, do they let you put shit in the hotel room like this? Wait a second. Was he got some militant fucking white supremacists behind him? What's going on here, people?
If you want to get in on this, if you want to join.
Is this like MK Ultra? I feel like I'm being sucked into some kind of like, what's going on here?
Click on my Instagram. It's in the description
Instagram. God, are people losing their minds?
below.
Look, he's a sports fan. I hate sports.
Send me a direct message. Tell me you're interested, and I will get a 6-figure trader to talk to you.
Oh, wow. What's a 6-figure trader? Like, what, one of those 600-pound guys from My 600-Pound Life?
That's right. Guaranteed. That's guaranteed. So,
wow, and if he talks to you, some of his 6 figures will rub off on me? Is that what you're saying? Golly, can I talk to him?
do that. Also, if you don't already, follow me on Snapchat.
Oh, dude, I'm following you. I'm turning gay for you.
Me on Instagram. Those will be below. And, yeah. Good deal. Good deal.
Wow, how this is deep.
Comment your thoughts, ideas, critique me.
Oh, critique me. Okay, so let's go down to his critiques. Let me see if... Oh, 1 view. Oh, sorry. I'm the first guy here. I'm disappointed because this is what happens when you do that search by upload date. Oh, well, I wanted to see some comments. I don't think I'm going to get any. He's got 1 view. No thumbs up or down. I don't even know what to say. I'm stunned. Oh, well, just thought I'd let you know. Watch out for this guy.